We're back again.
Back again.
Because something's looking shaky, baby.
Shaky, baby.
Yo, Lakers and Brooklyn Nets. Okay, wait. Let me just put this out here, innit? Because obviously they've only played 3 games.
Yeah,
each,
but still,
innit?
though.
From the expectations,
expectations.
Preview, the way we were gassing certain teams. Quick one, bro. Just through the cameras.
Never expected it. Never expected it.
Which team you want to talk about first? Or which one are you going for?
Let's talk about Brooklyn first, because
I want to talk about Lakers. Rock, paper, scissors.
Okay. Oh, whoa. No, whoa. The timing was off. No, the timing was off, innit? No, we got the same pattern, but the timing was off. Are you ready? You want Lakers.
Oh, okay, let's go.
Lakers. You said Lakers.
All right, Lakers.
Okay, first of all, let's break down. They played 3 games.
3 games.
They played 3 games. Who have they played against? Do you know who they played against?
They played against Phoenix.
Yep.
They played against Memphis Grizzlies.
Yep. Who's the first game against? Opening night.
Golden State Warriors.
My guy, Mr. NBA in the flesh. That was clutch though.
That was shaky.
Shaky, baby.
Moving like Lakers. Okay, it's important for the Lakers just to let people know that they do have injuries. Because for some reason, I think people are talking like they don't have injuries. They have Kendrick Nunn is out. Trevor Ariza is out. I'm saying your guy, even though he's never been your guy. THT.
Where the hell did that come from? I don't think I've ever mentioned that guy in my life.
THT is out. So they've got 3 players. 2 of them are youth. That would be great for defense.
Trevor Ariza, that veteran.
Trevor Ariza is always.
He was actually on OKC for a little bit. Never played a minute.
He's been everywhere.
No, but he never played a minute though. Last season he was on OKC. No. Anyway.
So they're not a full squad at the moment. Obviously, the biggest thing on that team that's looked
shaky,
the shakiest has been Westbrook. You want to elaborate on that? Because I know that's your guy.
The thing with Westbrook,
talk to me,
is that he's always been the same guy. Right? If you look at his journey, when at OKC, people weren't always on the Westbrook bandwagon. Oh, he takes too many shots, right? And the problem is, it wasn't that he took too many shots. It was he missed too many shots. Because if you're taking...
That's a different way to see it.
No, it is though. Because at the end of the day, if he was taking the same amount of shots but scoring more, the only reason you're noticing man is taking too many shots is because they're missing. If they go in, you don't notice that he's taking too many shots. Anyway, that's too much. Let's delve way too deep into that. But taking too many shots. Oh, he doesn't pass enough. Oh, he gets bare turnovers. Oh, he's just mad scatty with the ball. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's something that's been an undertone of his entire career, right?
You know what analogy I want to use for Westbrook, bro? You know when you're in a car, when you're driving manual, right? And you just
driving stick for those Americans out there.
Driving stick for the Americans, and it's a nice car, and you're cruising, but you know you're not in the right gear. And then when you get into that nice gear, maybe you get into 4th or something, it feels nice.
Yeah.
Westbrook, I think he's just trying to find the right gear.
Basically, what you're saying is he's trying to pull off in second.
Yeah.
And it's not. Sometimes in certain cars, you can do it. It's actually possible to pull off in second. But in some cars, you're just stalling.
Pull up in first, my brother.
Yeah, pull up in first. And I think that's what it is with him. First of all, let's not lie, it's a new team. Yeah. And not only is it a new team, it's a new team that has 2 superstars on it. LeBron James, Anthony Davis. Right? And we already know that if one thing that people always spoke about Westbrook is that he always wants to be the alpha. He wants this, he wants this. I'm not saying that's true either. I'm not saying that's true. But if there's certain guys that you play with in the league, I want to say Kobe and LeBron, right? Just because, right? I can imagine it being a certain level to play with them, man. Do you get what I'm trying to say? People are talking about LeBron possibly being the GOAT and what now he's your teammate. So necessarily, not saying that you're trying to step back and be a beta male, but what I'm saying is you might be a bit more aware of what you're doing. Because you're thinking...
Maybe he's in his own head a little bit.
Do you get what I mean? I think maybe he's in his own head. But the thing with Westbrook is I feel like I'm about counting my own point. Like, he don't come across as that guy. He come across as a guy that he knows what he's doing. Don't give a hell. You don't care what anyone else says about him. You don't care what the media say. He wouldn't care what LeBron has to say about him in like a negative way. And I think, like you said, he just needs to chill. He needs to relax. And I think that he'll just come into his own because of the team they formed. When he went to Wizards, right, people had the same opinions about it. But the difference is he was on Wizards with only Bradley Beal. No disrespect, but Bradley Beal. He's at Lakers. People expected so much. People expected Lakers to go 82-0. Anytime Lakers lost, it would be a shock. But no team is going 82-0.
Quick Professor Cornard's prediction for this season. I predict somewhere around January time, right? When Westbrook finally clicks, fam, you are going to see the biggest media flip you've ever seen for that.
You think it's going to take that long to January?
Bro, yeah, till January. When he gets, because Westbrook is like, bro, trust me, it's like, Westbrook's like when you're trying to rev something to start
or like a lawnmower.
Yeah, like an old one, bro. Then you have to rev it. And sometimes it seems like it's catching on, and he does that. It will have 2 games.
1 or 2 games,
He'll string 1 or 2 games. Then he'll fall off a little bit. 9 turnovers, 8 turnovers.
Yeah, I think he had 9 last night.
And he goes on He goes on a mad run that is undeniable. That's what Westbrook. That's what he does, isn't it? I can see that run coming around January.
And I think
mark my words.
Subscribe to find out if it's true. And I think as well, like with Westbrook, he cares so much about the team, whoever he's playing with, that he's still Lakers as a whole. They're still trying to find that identity. They don't know. They don't know who's first option, who's second, who's third, who's fourth.
What I was gonna say is I don't want, because I know we dived into Westbrook a bit.
It's not Westbrook.
People to think it's not just Westbrook. It's coach as well. LeBron obviously trying to figure out what to do.
Anthony Davis as well.
His dominance as
Carmelo's
well.
Carmelo's
there. Anthony Davis and Dwight.
That's 4 players
on the bench,
that's 4 players, right? That some could say should be a superstar of their own team. Okay, maybe not Carmelo now because he's getting on a bit. But like,
there's a lot of personalities though.
There's heavy personalities, like not only like basketball personalities, but like just general personalities. They're not used. None of them are really used. Out of all of them, Carmelo is probably more used to now not being at the forefront because he's been 6th man at Portland for a bit. Same as AD, he's been paired with LeBron for a little bit. But Westbrook,
if you right before we get into Brooklyn, right? If you're kind of hearing what we're saying, just from the way we're talking, it seems from everything we're saying, the Lakers just need time.
Yeah, the Lakers need time.
That's what it is.
But let's be real.
If we cross the shaky road to the east side, to the shaky part of the east, Brooklyn.
This is the true shaky baby. For me, this is the true shaky baby. Yeah.
Go.
I want to tell you why.
Tell me
the reason.
Okay.
First point is, I would say, especially Mr. Sneaky Man, he's playing.
You mean KD?
He gets like subtitles, and he's playing the same. Oh, just for anyone that doesn't know, OKC fan in it, so that's why. He's playing the way I would have predicted him to play before the season started, and how I would expect him to play in the season. Last night, 38 points against Charlotte. He had 29.
We never posted the video. Remember, I genuinely thought that KD would be the MVP. Or had a really good chance to be there.
Oh yeah, you did say that. You did say that. So 38 points, 29, 32. That is KD. Right? That is KD. Right? So for me, with the Lakers, I feel like I can excuse LeBron, I can excuse AD, I can excuse Carmelo, I can excuse Westbrook, because that's not them. How the teams be playing, that isn't actually them. But with Brooklyn, how Mr. Smake, I can't even call it Smakey, you know. But first of all, I just realized I actually called him his name, KD. How Mr. Snaky Man is playing, he's playing true to himself, if that makes sense. He is playing how he's playing. The person who you could argue, obviously Kyrie's missing, but the person you could argue who isn't up to scratch is Mr. James Harden. Some would say it's because of the whole foul situation. Look out for that. We're thinking about doing an investigation into that. But I'll just drop a quick stat into you that I heard the other day. For the past, I don't know if you know this, knew this, should I say, but for the past 7 seasons, James Harden has led the league in free throws.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that, right?
Yeah.
7 years worth of free throws. This is how long he's been relevant for. As in like an MVP caliber player for. Right?
Yeah, since 2013,
yeah. Take that away. Even if you're only making, let's just say 8, 8 points less a game, Buki. That's my point on it.
Alright, before I get into James Harden, I'll even just go to that Charlotte game from yesterday, right? I don't like the offense, bro. The offense is okay. You know when you watch Hero Ball, and you know the one thing that you hate about Hero Ball is like it's a very inefficient. The only thing is that Brooklyn because they have KD have very efficient Hero Ball, but it's not going to win you a game against another NBA team. There's no ball movement. I don't see any off-ball screens. I can't really see their sets. When I watch that game, maybe it's because I joined in from like third to the fourth. It literally just looked like pass the ball to dribble up, pass the ball to KD. KD's gonna either shoot a pull-up three or pump fake from a pull-up three and shoot one of his elbow shots. That's literally all I saw, bro. And it's maybe it's because Mike D'Antoni's not in there, but the offense just wasn't looking great. So it lead to my second point. Without Kyrie Irving, bro, that team isn't as good as people think they are. Like,
you know what it is?
LaMarcus Aldridge has played well, to be honest, but and Paul Millsap, but bro, like,
I'm gonna co-sign what you just said there. First of all, I want to drop a little stat, a clumsy stat for you. I can tell what you're saying. I didn't watch that game, but I can tell what you're saying is true because right now they're ranked 25th in the league for assists. Right, so I know that it's ISO ball. That's all that screams to me is ISO ball.
Yeah.
And at the moment, James Harden is averaging 18.3 points a game. Yeah, that's not.
I'd love to know his averages. Right. Oh, what's his shooting percentage for the season? I know there's three games.
Yeah, his shooting percentage for the season is 38.8%.
What is it from three?
39%.
So still shooting. Okay.
Yeah, his three's alright, but his field goal is trash. That's trash.
But let me just say this because I can't do it for Westbrook and not do it for James Harden, because in their run or for solo players, they actually have had some similarities, apart from the fact that one can't shoot, if you get what I mean. But
relax.
Let's be honest, bro. Westbrook,
relax.
The only time he won MVP is when he actually shot decently from three.
Yeah, so he can shoot then. So what you said is a lie.
But I can't give Westbrook that leeway to say that when he pops off, it's going to be a madness. And not say the same for James Harden. He will figure it out.
Oh no! Listen.
Yeah,
he will figure it out.
Figures it out. It's a different ball game, because James Harden's when he's at his best, he actually is getting others involved. That's just him. If you get what I mean. So that assist that they won't be the 25th.
Listen, I'll be honest.
For assist,
it wouldn't even surprise me if it gets figured out by the next game.
Yeah,
right.
That's how it is.
Because the fact that Steve Nash and James Harden have now both addressed the media about this foul thing, right? Yeah. They've taken 3 games to realize, cool, and now I have to change the way that I play. If he was a regular smuggler guy in the league, he wouldn't be able to change the way he plays. So Brooklyn would be finished. He's not. Yeah. Like you said, he's an MVP, and he's a superstar. He can change his game to fit whatever the rules is or whatever the requirement is for himself in that team. It wouldn't surprise me if we see James Harden drop a 30-piece in his next game. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Easily. Like, because it's easy.
For the 2 shaky teams in the NBA, who we deem as the shaky teams, Lakers and Brooklyn. For the Lakers, we're just saying they just need time. And for Brooklyn, we're just saying James Harden needs to pop off. When James Harden goes on a mad one,
that's it.
We know KD is Mr. Consistent. He's always going to be consistent. When James Harden comes along, that's when it's a myth. Yeah, okay, I like that. We're not going to overreact after.
Oh no, we're not overreacting. We've delved quite deep into it, but
probably deeper than I thought we would.
Yeah, much deeper for that can be categorized as it's been 3 games and 2 games. 3 games, it just needs time. But thanks for sticking around to watch the whole thing when we could have just made a 10-second video that said it just needs time. Just remember, guys, time heals all.
100%.
Subscribe. Peace out.
A-Town.